Hi guys, how's it going? Hopefully you guys can hear me on the recording. Well, today I'm just gonna go over the trades that I took just today after making the post I made on Twitter, and the post was just a follow-up on the trade that I shared in my last Twitch stream on October 20th, I guess. And this is just like supposed to be a follow-up. I posted the trade on like Friday when I did my last Twitch stream with 1p6bt. You can go to my Twitch, the recording is still there and you can look up the recording yourself. We got like very nice bottom longs all the way around like this low, which was supposed to be, if you go to the higher time frame chart, it was supposed to be this low that got like played. And the idea for being able to like play that low was that we are holding the daily lows, and if we were to break down this value yellow right here, that would just like mean that there's a lot of slow grind structure that leads to much lower, because there's quite a lot of lows that are holding all the way down here. So much liquidity that is just sitting there that could rightly be just swept all the way down to like 80k. So this was a very pivotal level on the higher time frame that we got to play, and then we did like take a very nice long setups all the way around here. And for today, we managed to get like, especially me, because I am the one who's posting this, managed to get like a very nice trade, like a bunch of trades, and played like a $5,000 move on BTC right here. And I'm just gonna explain real quick how I managed to do that. And starting off with the first trade, I think I woke up around somewhere here. I didn't manage to get onto this like longest trade right here, because we did manage to hold some lows here, but I just wasn't actively watching the chart, so I just like fumbled the long setup. That could be from the bottom here, but I did manage to get like an 11R accumulate of like total R setups afterwards. And let's just start from the first trade that I took. I think the first trade that I took is somewhere around here that I could show you right here. And the first trade was like after seeing the momentum that the price kicked in. This is the trade that I shared on my Twitch stream on Friday or Thursday, and then it just like carried on into like Saturday and Sunday chop that I shared on my stream as well. That weekend is likely for chop, and we did get like a New York Sunday scam pump around somewhere here, and that just like eventually followed up into more PA, which we managed to just like ape on more, which I think I'm pretty sure I explained and posted all these trades on my Twitter as well. And this was a short that I guess like a lot of us take just yesterday, and this like played out well because this looks very distributive in the first place. This is like a high holding of this specific high right here on the mid time frame, so that the reaction was supposed to be there. But we're going to talk about this current move that's happened. And even right now, I see like a very nice, decent trade that could play out. Very minor long that could like pop up all the way into like this FVG. And it could even pop up all the way in around like this FVG. If you tweak the time frames a bit, I guess you're going to see like an 8-hour FVG just sitting here, 8-hour or 6-hour FVG, or a daily fair value gap, and we could likely be like rejecting off of here. But a better rejection would be if we come into this POI, reject off of the POC somewhere around here, fill that FVG, and then eventually from there we get to like nuke all the way back down till like the low right here. That would be a much better scenario that would develop a very nice range. And what that range would do is like somewhat lead to a higher time frame grind structure that could turn out to be either bullish or either bearish. But that sort of PA would give us directions for what the PA could develop for the next few weeks. That's going to be a very good scenario. If we get some more range, more compression, we can make some sense out of it. And just taking a look at that and going back to the lower time frame, this is sort of structure I see happen a lot of times, even for like bearish structures. And the reason I wanted to just like go over this, I'm up very nice in the day, and a lot of people wouldn't just like believe how this is all tradable live if I just posted a chart. So I'm here to explain a bit more on this. This is the first trade that I took, and just looking at this, I was able to recognize a lot of like flow into it. that is like we are holding pretty much like the higher lows into the higher time frame. Like I told you, we are holding the daily lows, and we're forming a lot of like internal lows into the daily lows, and we get some sort of like accumulative setup right here. And then there's, you can see there's continuation, and continuation after like accumulation looks somewhat like this, which is the exact sort of setup that I saw here. And from that sort of slow grind, I just like aped into that trade, and my TP was supposed to be like this PI right here, just a bit below right here, in case it like comes up here and it rejects here and maybe like starts to continue downtrend again, which it did afterwards. This is a trade that a friend of mine like took here in the Discord, and I guess I could like show you all of that as well, how, because I'm just trying to explain to you how like live execution plays out, how we like trade most of the time. And I think like Geek is the one who posted his short setup somewhere around here. Yeah, so this is basically the short setup. There's a value very high that was supposed to be sitting here, some VWAP's resistance that was sitting here, and after that second rejection, I did get into the trade. I didn't get into the trade right away in the first rejection. I was hoping like maybe it does like slow grind much higher, because higher time frame wise I was bullish, but I was still looking for lower time frame triggers to ape on the trade. And I did get to see that there's another high hold that could lead to maybe some liquidity taken, some more PUI fill, which exactly it did. So we did get a liquidity fill, and after that liquidity fill, we were still pretty much holding the 15-minute lows, the 5-minute lows, and we were still pretty much like still slow grinding on the higher time frame. Looked pretty well even by here, so I had to like flip back into longs. There was some nice delta as well, but I guess like if you touch on overflow, there's quite a lot to like see, and I will probably explain it a bit later. And after getting into that long setup, this is a long setup that I just shared, and this is how like I am able to like execute these trades. So the moment I exit the short right around here, it's not like I get to fill literally the bottom wick, because that's not my entry. My entry was like when we retraced pretty much half of the move right here, and then I entered based off of that. My TP was supposed to be this like lower high right here, because again I look for reactions, and if like price was to start trending up from here and it rejected off of here and started to perform this sort of PA, I would have like gone for another short. So just reactive like PA is what I tend to take. We did get that sort of reaction, but we didn't really break down. And if you see after that reaction, so let's just say this is our short POI, price comes within that short POI, it rejects, but it starts to form that sort of slow grind again, which is again an indication that we're pretty much like holding highs, holding lows, and we're pretty much like still grinding. There's more bullish momentum than there is like bearish momentum, and I think I like managed to share another trade, and that was like around this. I was a bit late to sharing this, because like this just like popped up in like 1 second later, but it worked out pretty well as well. I shared upon somewhere that we were gonna like go for like the daily open is like somewhere around here, right? And now that we have like flipped the daily open, there's a lot of delta that is stuck. Like let's just say this is a daily open. I could just mark this out as very shit writing, but let's just say there's a lot of price that's developed below the daily open. But the moment price gets back up the daily open, every other session after the daily open, that's like Asia session, that's like London session as well, somewhat New York session as well, every other session that's shorted below the session is now like in a loss and could highly likely be liquidated the more price floats above, and liquidation to lead to more and more price pumps above. And if you come back to the PA pretty much like worked very well into our favor, and it did not stop there. And I could like show you why and how you can see for momentum as well. The moment you see this sort of candle structure that like the prompt is like carrying on, and the thing is like I knew that this is all happening after a New York session. And the reason for the New York session is that, well, like I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in my tweet as well. Hopefully today we get some local low long into it, because higher time frame wise we were supported for the lows, and New York session was supposed to be the drive for this entire momentum, and the momentum did carry on all the way even like after this pump. If you see, if this is the 1 minute chart, if you go to the 15-second or go to the ticks chart, you're gonna see this entire structure that just looks like this to you looks more like structurally uptrend, which is very easy to recognize if you go much on the lower time frames. It's just like micromanaging of the trade that I'm trying to explain to you. If you keep seeing stuff like this in a momentum or a volatile-ish structure, just keep aping onto the trade with your invalidations midway to the FVG, because if it like starts to retrace, it's gonna make it very obvious. And if it starts to retrace here, it's not gonna stop there. It's gonna go all the way down to the FVG, because these are somewhat thin liquid illiquid moves as well, so they're likely going to replace the void that's within them. And after that, there popped up to be like another trade around here, which was like another ad. This is the final ad just before recording this video that I did, and the ad was supposed to be, I see another reaction. If you see this like low hold right here, I saw that and I just like aped into another trade, just trying to explain how timing the market could somewhat help you. You can never time the market, but like timing your trades and timing the momentum could help you a lot if there is volatility, and if you have the time for it, and if there's momentum still, you can just like keep aping onto trades. Just keep letting the market do its job for you, and you end up being very profitable. And yeah, that's something that I just wanted to get over, how it's like easy to be able to milk off of the volatility in the market and momentum. And I know some people just like try to short here, or maybe try to short here as well. Don't be those guys who like keep shorting momentum. Like you are not knowing the market. You just have to play with the market and let the market do its job and just make money off of it. Thank you so much, guys. If you have any sort of questions, just ask them in the comments. Thank you.